What's the big secret? Hi, I'm Jen Elledge. I'm a sexual health expert and founder of the Talk Institute, here to help you talk to your kids about sex and growing up. Here with another book review to help you get started. This book is called What's the Big Secret? It's talking about sex with girls and boys from the creators of Dino Life Guides for Families. So this book is probably good, I would say, for a very mature 5-year-old, but probably 6 to 8-year-olds before puberty, but maybe not the first book. I think there's books you could start with before this to kind of get started, and then come to this, like maybe this is a good second book to start with your kids, okay? So what's the big secret? If you're having trouble talking to your children about sex, knowing what to say, when to say it, then here is the book for you. The talented team who created the acclaimed Dino Life Guides for Families is ready to help. With characteristic sensitivity, they present information and answers to tough questions such as, why does he have a penis and I don't? Or how does the baby get out? Here is an introduction to sex along with the ways girls and boys differ and are the same. What's the big secret is the beginning of one of the most important conversations you and your child will have. Okay, so here's kind of the table of contents. You can see what's covered. They start with how do boys and girls differ, but it's really talking about how much they are the same. But it goes through that, and then it'll talk about their bodies and how it uses that, I think, to transition into bodies and how their bodies are different and how they use the toilet different. And then it says more about girls and boys' bodies, talking, looking, touching, being touched. There's a really good section on touch here and why it's important to keep private parts private and how no one should touch your body without you wanting them to, and also respecting other people and to not touch them in places or, without permission. Okay, so there's a small introduction to consent in here. And then there's a little lesson in reproduction, and it's not too detailed, but it does talk about sexual intercourse, and then the birthday, okay? How do boys and girls differ? Is it their clothes? Boys and girls do wear different clothes sometimes, but not always. How about their hair? Girls and boys do have different hairstyles sometimes, but not always. Maybe the way to tell them apart is how they play. So it goes through all these things, okay? And then it gets to their bodies. So these are what the images look like. They're very simple, not much detail, okay? Actually, the only sure way to tell boys and girls apart is by their bodies. If you're a boy, you have a penis, scrotum, and testicles. If you're a girl, you have a vulva, clitoris, and vagina. These male and female body parts that show on the outside are called your genitals. And then you can see kind of where it labels everything. Talks about how they use the toilet differently. Girls sit down, boys stand up. Okay. Privacy. This is another section I thought was really great. And the little comic strips are cute too. Say, can I come in? Just a minute. Just remember that everyone's privacy needs to be respected, including yours. When I'm alone, I like to read, chew gum, pick my nose, scratch my itches, draw, watch TV, and daydream. So a little bit on privacy. So of course you want to add your own stuff in as you go when you read this with your children. Here's a section on touching, that it's touching and rubbing your genitals to feel good is called masturbation. Some of us try this, some of us don't. However, it's best to do this private kind of touching off by yourself. So it does talk about that. Touching others is just as important, whether it's hugging your parents, wrestling with a friend, or shaking your teacher's hand. Touching brings you closer to someone. Whoever you touch has feelings too. If someone doesn't want to be touched, then respect his or her wishes. Don't do it. Okay, there's more here. And then it gets into reproduction, starting of a baby. Okay, so here's how it explains what sex is. Usually the sperm and egg meet during sexual intercourse when a man and a woman fit his penis into her vagina. It feels wonderful to share this special closeness when you love someone. And this little girl says, is that true? And well, yes, it's something grown-ups do, right? And it looks inside the male, looks inside the female. Not anatomically correct, but again, it's a first book. Okay, it talks about the egg and sperm getting together, the growing baby, the waiting for the baby, and happy birthday, belly button. It does talk about the baby's pushed out of the vagina. What now? You're growing up. When you're older, maybe 10 or 12 or 14, your body gradually will change and your sex organs will develop. Going through these changes is called puberty. But for today, enjoy being the girl or boy you are right now, with the body, mind, and spirit all their own. So Dad, before we read another chapter, can I ask you a question? It's about sex. Okay, fire away. I'll try to answer it. Relax and take a deep breath. So, it doesn't talk about everything, but it's a few things that this book does get started talking about. It's a good starter book. Not comprehensive though, so depends what you're looking for. Some families are ready for these talks at different times and maybe want to gradually get up to more information. So whatever's best for you, just get started talking, okay? Jen Elledge here, sexual health expert. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in our next book review. Bye-bye.